Hello everyone, in this video tutorial I am going to explain one problem on compound stress using analytical method, also using graphical method, that is Mohr circle method. The question is like this: at a point on elastic material, the stresses on the two perpendicular plane are 80 Newton per millimeter square, that is tensile, and 60 Newton per millimeter square compressive. There is also a shear stress of 40 Newton per millimeter square. Find the normal stress, shear stress and resultant stress on a plane which makes an angle of 30 degree with the plane on which tensile stress is acting. You can see in the figure. Also find the value of principal stresses and location of the principal plane they asked, and adopt analytical method and graphical method, that is Mohr circle method. So in the first part I am going to solve this problem using analytical method. In the second part, same problem I am going to solve using Mohr circle method. So from the given question I can take down this data. So initially they given in the x direction, that is sigma x 80 Newton per millimeter square is the stress is going to act. So that is tensile since it is moving away from the object. Then sigma y, that is 60, I'm going to take it as negative because it is compressive, it is moving towards the object, so I take it as negative. Then tau value, shear stress they given 40 Newton per millimeter square. So they asked to find the normal stress and tangential stress at 30 degree, that is the oblique plane. So I can take theta as 30 degree. So first step I'm going to find normal stress. So for normal stress we have the formula sigma n is equal to sigma x plus sigma y divided by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 into cos 2 theta plus tau into sin 2 theta. So this is the formula. So sigma n is equal to sigma x, that is 80, sigma y is minus 60, since it is compressive I have to take minus, divided by 2 plus sigma x is 80, minus of minus, that is minus of minus 60 will become plus 60 divided by 2 into cos 2 into 30 plus tau value is 40, so therefore 40 into sine 2 into 30. So if you do the calculation I am going to get sigma n is equal to 79.64 Newton per millimeter square. So that is the first value we supposed to get. Then I am going to calculate shear stress or tangential stress, that is sigma t. For that we have the formula sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 into sin 2 theta minus tau into cos 2 theta. So sigma t is equal to sigma x is 80, then minus of minus 60, that will become plus 60 divided by 2 into sine 2 into 30 minus 40 into cos 2 into 30. After the calculation we will get the answer 40.62 Newton per millimeter square. So if you want to find the resultant, So we can use this formula, that is sigma is equal to root of sigma n whole square plus sigma t whole square. So that is the formula we can use. Therefore if you substitute the values, I am going to get 89.90 Newton per millimeter square. That is the resultant. So now in the second part they asked we have to find the principal stress and direction of the principal plane. So for that, to find the direction, I can use the formula. Principal plane I am going to take. To find principal plane, I can use tan 2 theta p is equal to 2 tau divided by sigma x minus sigma y. So therefore tan 2 theta p is equal to 2 into 40 divided by 80 minus of minus 60 will be plus 60. Therefore theta p we are going to get 14.87 degrees. 14.87 degrees. So now we have to find principal stresses. So for that, initially, so as we know that on the principal plane there is no shear stress. So shear stress in the principal plane is 0. Therefore I have to find two normal stresses, that is major principal stress and minor principal stress. To find first normal stress, I will take it as sigma n1. I will take theta p is equal to 14.87 degree. So sigma n1, again formula will be same, that is sigma x plus sigma y divided by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 into cos 2 theta plus tau sin 2 theta. So same formula I am going to use. So but here is the angle, that is 14.87 for first principal plane stress. Therefore I am going to substitute the values, that is sigma x plus sigma y, therefore minus 60 because sigma y value is minus, divided by 2 plus 80 minus of minus 60, that will become plus 60 divided by 2 cos 2 into 14.87 plus tau into, that is 40 into sin 2 into 14.87. So we will get the first value, that is sigma n1 is equal to 90.62 Newton per millimeter square. So we have to find one more principal stress, that is minor principal stress. So for that, theta p is equal to 14.87 plus 90. So we have to substitute 104.87 as a angle. So therefore I am going to get sigma n2 is equal to 80 minus 60 divided by 2 plus 80 plus 60 divided by 2, that is sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 into cos into 2 into 104.87 plus 40 into, that is tau into sin 2 into 104.87. So if I do the calculation, I am going to get sigma n2 is equal to minus 70.62 Newton per millimeter square. So that is the value. Now tau maximum we have to find, that is maximum stress. So for that we have the formula sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 whole square plus tau square. So if I substitute the values, that is 80 minus of minus 60 is plus 60 divided by 2 square plus 40 square. So root of this particular value, tau max, we are going to get 80.62 Newton per millimeter square. So till now we did the analytical method. Same problem I am going to solve using graphical method. In the Mohr circle method, we have to take two axes. Along x-axis, I am going to take normal stress. So towards right, I am going to take positive. Towards left, I am going to take negative. In the y direction, I am going to take shear stress. But in the upward direction, I am going to take negative. And in the downward direction, I am going to take positive. So this is the change we have to do. Upward we have to take negative and downward we have to take positive stresses. To draw the Mohr circle, so we need a two coordinate. So if you see here along plane AB, so to draw that, so first x value, that is normal stress. Along plane AB we have normal stress, that is 60 Newton per millimeter square, that is compressive. So I am going to take minus 60, that is sigma n value. So nothing but x comma y. So in y value we have to take shear stress. So if you see that on plane AB, if I apply that shear stress, the object is going to rotate in clockwise direction. Therefore I am going to take this as plus 40 Newton per millimeter square. So if I come to the plane BC, so we have normal stress, that is a tensile. So I can take plus 80, that is sigma n value. But if I apply this shear stress on this plate, it is going to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Therefore I am going to take minus 40 is the y value. So therefore first I have to locate these two points, then I can join those points. So for that, first one, that is minus 60, if this is 0, so I am going to take minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, minus 40, minus 50, minus 60. In y direction we have plus 40, therefore in y direction I taken plus on the downwards. So therefore plus 10, plus 20, plus 30 and plus 40. So if I take these 2 points, I am going to get point A as minus 60, 40. So one more point we have to locate, that is plus 80 minus 40. So plus 80, therefore 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and minus 40. So minus 40 we have to locate. Therefore that is y minus is in upward, therefore minus 10, minus 20, minus 30 and minus 40. So we will get somewhere here. Therefore that point is C. So now I can join those 2 points so that I will get the center of the Mohr circle. So if I join these 2 points, so you have to use the graph. Since I have the grid here, I'm going to make use of that one. So but you have to use the graph. So if I join these 2 points, I will get the center somewhere here. So that is the point B. So you can see here A, B and C. So in the figure we have A, B and C. Same thing I drawn in the Mohr circle. After joining these 2 points, I have to draw the Mohr circle. So using circle option, I'm going to draw the Mohr circle. So center is point B. So this is my center. So my Mohr circle should pass between C and A. So like this you have to draw. This is my Mohr circle which is passing through A and C. So by taking B as a center, we have to draw the Mohr circle. So you can see here, so in actual we have AB and BC which makes an angle 90 degree, but in the Mohr circle which makes 180 degree. So that is double of actual. Therefore, if I want to draw the oblique plane, they give 30 degree, but in the Mohr circle angle should be 2 into theta. So double we have to take. Therefore 2 into 30, that will be 60 degree with respect to AB. We can see here with respect to AB in the clockwise direction which makes an angle 30 degree in actual, but in the Mohr circle it should be 60 degree in clockwise direction. So that I am going to draw here. In the clockwise direction I have to draw 60 degree. So if you have the protractor, you can draw here. So this is 30 degree. So again I have to go total 60 degree. Therefore I can draw like this from the center. So now totally it is 60 degree. So the new point which I am going to get here, that is point D. You can see here with respect to BC which makes an angle 30 degree in actual, but in Mohr circle it is 60 degree. Therefore that point is D point. So I am going to take this as 60 degree in clockwise direction. Now if I want I'm going to calculate normal stress. So what I have to do is I have to drop one line. Since we have normal stress in x direction, so if I drop line from this point D to the x axis, I will get the value of normal stress. So therefore normal stress in oblique plane, I am going to get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, lesser than 80, so around 79 Newton per millimeter square. That is positive value. So if I want shear stress in oblique plane, I have to drop one line towards y axis, because since we have shear stress in vertical axis, so if I draw like this, I am going to get sigma t. If I see here, downward we got positive, therefore 10, 20, 30, around 40 Newton per millimeter square is the tangential stress. So that is in the oblique plane. So if I want resultant, I have to draw one line from origin to here, that is to point D. This will give the resultant of those two values. So if you measure, if I go back to the analytical method, we can compare the values. Normal stress we got around 79.64. In this graphical method also we got almost same value. Again sigma t, you can see here we got around 40. So in graphic analytical method we got 40.62. Resultant I cannot measure here since it is digital. If you measure, you should get around 89 or 90 Newton per millimeter square. If you measure this line, you should get around 90 Newton per millimeter square. So that is the resulted. So that is about oblique plane. So let us see what is the principal stress. So directly I will get those values. The definition is nothing but on the principal plane shear stress is 0. So therefore shear stress is 0 means this will be the principal plane, x-axis will be the principal plane, therefore major principal axis. So I will get first value sigma n1 around 91 Newton per millimeter square. So if you measure 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90, around 91 Newton per millimeter square, then sigma n2 will be the value, that is this one. So if you measure 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70, sigma n2 I can take around 71 Newton per millimeter square. So if you go back to the analytical method, let us check whether we got the same answer. So principal stresses, we got first value minus first value, that is 90.62, and second value we got minus 70.62. So those are the two principal stresses, major principal stress and minor principal stress. Now the question is what is the maximum shear stress? So toe max I can measure here. So this is the maximum shear stress we are going to get, that is toe max. So if you measure, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, around toe max is 80 Newton per millimeter square. If you go back to the analytical method, we got toe max, that is 80.62 Newton per millimeter square. In the graph you will get almost accurate value. Now the question is, what is the angle of principal plane? As I said, we have BC here over here, therefore principal plane is nothing but horizontal axis. This is principal plane, therefore if I measure this angle, I will get the angle of principal plane. So if you measure this one, so I will get around 30 degree. So if you do that accurately, you'll get you may get a different value. So I got around little less than 30 degree, I can say about 28 or 29 degree. So I can say this is 29 degree. As I said, 2 theta p is equal to 29 degree. So 2 times, always whatever the angle we are going to get in Mohr circle, that is 2 times. Therefore theta p is equal to 29 divided by 2, we will get around 14.5 degree. That is the angle of principal plane. So with respect to BC, so horizontal line, that is x-axis, is the principal plane. So if I go back to the analytical method, so principal plane which makes an angle 14.87 degree. So we got almost all the values similar. So this is the Mohr circle method.